at this point in the fight.
And Sturm does come forward. There's no counter. There is a right uppercut from the German, who continues here to give a thoroughly good account of himself.
Look at De La Hoya's hands before he throws the jab. Look at his left hand. He's been eating jabs all night long, and look at his defence.
Well, I just think he thought he could go in there and walk through this fellow. Well, I think you're right, he hasn't paid him enough respect.
He hasn't, and he's not even doing it now. He should be backing off here, making the guy miss, using the ring, regrouping himself and thinking, right, what do I do about these problems? But the very first attack of the fight, he came out with his head like a charging bull, swinging body shots. No respect whatsoever.
Putting on the fight of his life here, Felix Sturm from Germany.
De La Hoya a little bit busier now, Sturm not setting quite the same pace.
Switch hitting now, trying something a bit different, Sturm. He's cocky and confident, Sturm, but it's not misplaced confidence either.
He didn't accept responsibility. He says, I'm here to teach him technique, not fitness. For heaven's sake, was that a cop-out or what?
It was. He said, oh, that's the conditioner's job, Floyd Mayweather. I was alarmed when I heard him say that. Jim's got it level. There's his card.
Yeah, and the fact I've got it level is because Oscar De La Hoya has clawed his way back, just for being a little bit busier, but still with massive problems. His hands are up a little bit higher. Is it not about time?
It's not a convincing middleweight debut so far, this, from De La Hoya, and a bit worrying, really, as an audition for a meeting with Bernard Hopkins. Because his punches aren't having much effect, and his own defence isn't good. He'll need to be a lot faster and a lot more elusive than that. I think he's lost speed moving up as well, and that's a huge worry with Hopkins in mind.
I think the main reason his punches are of no effect, they're not landing cleanly. This fella's defences are so tight. He's taken some of the sting out of almost all the punches that he takes. He's not taking full-blooded shots from De La Hoya.
That's better from De La Hoya. And he does get through to the head this time. Found an opening in Sturm's normally tight defence.
He must do a little bit more evasive boxing before he gets his punches off. It's as though he feels this fella should not be able to push me back, so I'm not going back.
So this fight should tell De La Hoya, if he does get through it, I'll need to be a lot better. I have to do more if I'm going to fight Hopkins.
This is as poor as I've seen him, because I've never seen him being caught so often. They were heading towards the last minute in the round here. So who is going to take over here, and that orders for the rest of the fight? Who has the physical strength?
I think this is proving quite hard for De La Hoya, up with a naturally bigger man, maybe feeling the shots a bit more than he did at the lower weights, finding his own punches don't quite have the same zing and effect on the other guy. It's the problem you face. Even Sugar Ray Robinson couldn't make it up to light heavy.
De La Hoya managing to block some shots. Even now, look at his defence. Look where his left hand is as he moves forward.
Looks undercooked, basically, doesn't he, for this? Mentally and physically. Not got his head right for it. Nice little counter from Sturm, who's got a jaunty air and looks like a man who's really enjoying himself in there. Still thought De La Hoya did a bit more, though, in that round over the 3 minutes.
I think he lost his way a little bit in the second half of that round.
Now they think De La Hoya is slowing down. Agree?
Yeah, without a doubt. And Floyd Mayweather is a big name in the fight game. He's worked with massive fighters who probably win fights on their own. He's needed tonight, but his advice to De La Hoya didn't sound too good, I'm afraid.
This is round 8. I just wonder whether De La Hoya is spreading himself a bit thinly these days with all those business interests that he's got. Whether his focus is quite what it used to be.
See, De La Hoya can start the rounds well, but he's not able to sustain it, and that's the big problem. This is far better, but can he sustain it?
Nice combinations from De La Hoya. He's used the jab well at times, but hasn't really been able to establish it in the way that he so often does. Bob Arum, his promoter, called him the best 8-round fighter in the world the other day, which will be news to people like Vargas and Corte, who he had thunderous finishes against.
Certainly not to get one of Oscar's biggest compliments, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But he has been guilty in recent years of getting himself in, getting the job done, and then coming off the pedal, coasting. And he lost to Felix Trinidad because of those tactics, but he won't be able to do that tonight because every round is competitive.
Yeah, better not fade late in this one. Great performance this from Sturm, who's announced himself tonight as a major operator in this middleweight division.
See, De La Hoya is most successful when he leads off because he cannot control this fellow's jab. It's given massive problems, so you've got to take the jab away, get your own jab, 2 and 3, don't throw single punches, but take that jab away by throwing little bursts of 3 punches. That works for him, but he's not doing it often enough.
And he's having trouble with the hand speed of Sturm here and there. I think he's outworking him at the moment in this round. It's a good little burst from Sturm though.
So far things are going well for De La Hoya in this round. But as I've said so often, such big problems he has.
But is the gold turning to rust?
Well, I really do not believe he's properly motivated for this fight. We all thought it was going to be easy, and I think he's thought the same.
It's the tender trap, isn't it? Underestimating the opposition. Probably saw him as some unknown, probably never heard of him before they arranged the fight.
Well, this is good stuff. This is the first time really he has dominated. Sturm clutching up close, which he hasn't been doing earlier. Is he beginning to feel the pace now?
Bit less work from Sturm. De La Hoya's found it hard to subdue his spirit at any point in the contest.
It was a little to keep up the pressure. But be careful, keep your hands up. We only have 4 rounds left.
Still nothing profound coming from Mr. Mayweather, I'm afraid.
No, very quiet corner, isn't it? It's not exactly super motivation time in there, is it? You wonder if the whole build-up's been a bit like that, don't you? Sleepy.
Yeah, I think so. There's something missing, and it's showing itself tonight. Well, I still have it dead level. The last 2 rounds are scored at around a piece.
I've got De La Hoya ahead by a couple, but I'd agree with you, it's nothing convincing from him. It's the 9th.
Well, I was impressed by Sturm in the first couple of rounds, although punches landed were fairly level. His were better for me.
Our American colleagues at HBO agree with you, Jim. They've got it level.
De La Hoya must take that jab away, and that's how you do it. You get the punches off first, and you throw them in 3s, then back off out of there. Don't feel that you're the boss, you're the man, you have to stand your ground. That's what's wrong with him for me. He has too much pride to back off.
This is good from Sturm again, driving De La Hoya back. Against Hopkins, he has to be the boxer, doesn't he? He has to win the fight on speed and angles.
Yeah, but against Hopkins, he would feel that there's nothing wrong with backing off. But against Sturm, I think he thinks this guy's a novice. He's not in my league. He should not be pushing me back when that's what he should be doing, landing his shots and getting out of there before he takes the counters.
Yeah, he wants to put on a spectacular, wants to stand with him. But he's had to reassess here. And he's had a bit of a reality check. Sturm doing more in this round. De La Hoya quiet.
Every time he allows Sturm to lead with that jab, he's got no answer to it. You've got to get him back, got to push him back. Maybe he just doesn't have the steam to do it. Maybe he knows what he should be doing.